AJ kissing John Cena again? Oh, wow! Let's get to it. Monday Night Raw review. What's up, guys? Welcome back to ReviewSpace, and yes, November 26, 2012. Monday night episode. Let's get to it. Recap. AJ Lee. Oh, man. Totally lip-locking with John Cena for the second week in a row. I mean, if they're not a couple at this day and age, at this point, then I don't know what's going on, okay? They're just teasing it then. It's pretty much fact now, you know, they're a couple. I mean, obviously they have a relationship. I mean, I'm all for this feud. You know, Dolph Ziggler getting involved. I will say this. Vicky Guerrero is getting kind of stale. She's getting kind of grating. And I'm not talking about, oh, I hate her because she's a heel and her voice is annoying. No. It's her character. She does the same things every single week, every time. She's been doing this for the past how many years? That same nagging, annoying, whiny, bitchy character. It's just stale, you know, and not in a good heelish way. She's just stale. I don't think she even has to be involved in this. You know, like, it should be just a love triangle between Ziggler, Cena, and AJ. Without Vicky Guerrero. I think she's just kind of unnecessary. She's like the fourth wheel, basically. Anyway, they had a match. It was John Cena against Dolph Ziggler. Pretty decent match, actually. I mean, it was kind of, it was relatively competitive. There were a few times when it seemed like Dolph Ziggler was going to win, but Cena, of course, was able to capitalize and get the pinfall. Alright. And then we have a interview. The long-awaited segment. The trio of Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns granting an interview to Michael Cole. They call themselves The Shield, with an aim to protect the WWE and CM Punk's title reign because of its longevity in this era. And they are basically like the guardians, I guess, in their own twisted way, of protecting the WWE Championship. So instead of... they're basically anti-WWE Universe. They try to separate themselves from the NWO, from the Nexus, and they mentioned that. Dean Ambrose cutting a really good promo. This is his talent. Amazing mic worker. He was so comfortable answering Michael Cole's questions. Seth Rollins did a great job too. He answered the questions as well. He had his he had a presence as well, and of course Roman Reigns, who was, I predicted he was going to be sort of a bit more quiet, a bit more straightforward, a bit more blunt. And they look really cool. Their outfit, man, they just look like mercenaries. They look like military guys. They look like The Rock in frickin' Fast 5. You know, like freaking FBI like type of guys. Like, whoa, these guys they mean business, you know. Particularly Roman Reigns, man. I mean, he had the sleeveless thing going on, and man, he looked like a total badass. Like, this guy's jacked. I've seen some of his stuff in NXT or FCW, whatever you know, developmental. This guy's got the look. He's got a presence about him. So I mean, it's just, these three guys have such a good balance of, like, you got the good mic worker, you got the in-ring kind of, you know, finesse, and then you got the muscle, the power. So, the Shield, man, watch out for the Shield. These guys have something. And I like the way they ended the interview. You know, Roman Reigns was like, I don't say much, but this interview is over. And that was it. Alright. So, we got Ryback defeating Titus O'Neil. This was the opener match. It got him with a shell shock, you know. Kind of an afterthought match, you know. It just didn't feel... it felt like just Ryback was getting some... he's getting a win. They just wanted to make him look strong. And, you know, sort of bounce back from getting jumped, you know, a couple of times. Alberto Del Rio defeating Great Khali via cross armbreaker. You know, I predicted this was gonna happen. Great Khali, man, he chopped Alberto at least like 3 times, you know, with those heavy, stiff chops. I can't imagine how much those hurt, because those are real, you know, those slaps, they make a lot of noise. Those are real, you know. There's a dynamic here between Alberto and Rosa Mendez. He's sort of coming to her aid, you know, trying to, I guess, be on her side or whatever, just defending her or something, you know, some kind of Latino connection there, you know. And it's kind of cool because now Rosa might actually pair up with Alberto and Ricardo Rodriguez and sort of join a faction, which would actually just, I think it would benefit her character, it would benefit her career, because she hasn't really done much with Epico and Primo. I think she's probably separated from those guys by now. Alright. Tamina Snuka defeating Alicia Fox with a Superfly Splash. This match wasn't really that bad. I like that she got a good reaction prior to doing the Superfly Splash. You know, that was like, the crowd really popped for that one. And as far as Tamina herself, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, she's not that attractive, you know, she doesn't have anything special, you know, she's not like her father. I couldn't disagree more. I think Tamina, she's kind of cute, man. She's pretty cute, you know what I mean? I like that physique, you know, I like that look. She's kind of buff, you know, kind of like an Amazon. I'm into that, you know what I mean? I think she's fairly attractive, you know, she's got it going on. She's a cutie. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing more of Tamina. Yeah. Kofi Kingston going up against Tensai. Got him with a high crossbody. I like that he did the, I guess he hit him with a Trouble in Paradise from the outside, and stupid Michael Cole just didn't even say, oh, he got him with a kick. It was the Trouble in Paradise. He got him from the outside, though. Hit him with the, you know, the crossbody, and he got him with the pin. I thought Wade Barrett did good, man. He was doing the commentary during this match, and he was just taking shots at Kofi and talking about how he could beat him like 1,000 ways. And then afterwards, he hands over the Intercontinental belt to Kofi in a really like condescending, patronizing way. Just a smile on his face, like, here you go, buddy. I'm gonna take that from you, TLC. So Wade Barrett's, you know, he's gonna win this. I have a good feeling he's gonna win this. Kofi's just gonna stay in mid card. It's a shame because Kofi is relatively popular. I'd like to see Kofi get a bigger push, but I just have no idea. Sheamus defeating Antonio Cesaro through a countout. This was actually a pretty good match. I've mentioned before that I didn't care much for Sheamus. Well, I should have clarified. I cared more about him when he was a heel. So I like Sheamus as a heel. You know, he was a good heel character, like kind of a monster type, or not a monster, but a powerhouse. You know, I like that ruthless, barbaric style. But this was a good match because Antonio Cesaro, they had good chemistry. You know, maybe this is the first time that Cesaro has looked really good against somebody. And Sheamus, he's having like critically acclaimed matches against like Big Show. It was a good athletic competition. I thought it was a good match. Of course, the ending was pseudo kind of, I don't want to say it wasn't ruined, but it was definitely interrupted. You know, it felt like kind of, you know, Big Show coming out, distracting Sheamus. Sheamus says he's gonna use the chair that Big Show was holding to show how barbaric he is at TLC, and then Big Show proceeds to tear apart the chair itself. He just completely destroyed it. So I'm a little bit excited. I mean, I know it's gonna be the 3rd time they faced each other at least, but if this means that this is like the final thing that Big Show does in his career and he retires afterwards, no shame in that. You know, Sheamus is definitely but Sheamus would probably win it back. I wouldn't be surprised if he won the World Championship back. Damien Sandow going up against Zack Ryder. Nice to see Zack got a good crowd reaction. Always a fan favorite. I like Damien Sandow. Like him. I like his character. I like his gimmick. I like his mannerism. I like his promo skills. The way he speaks. And he basically got Zack Ryder with the Terminus. yeah, I mean, overall, man, I think he's a good worker. Can't wait to see more of Sandow. Just a good heel character, you know, very, he's kind of a throwback. Kind of looks like Macho Man Randy Savage. A little bit of him, maybe a little bit of, maybe even like I don't even want to say Triple H, like during his Hunter Hearst Helmsley 1996 era, you know. Maybe a little bit of that. No, maybe it's just a Killer Kowalski connection. You know, that kind of arrogance. Alright, we also got a little promo of Fandango. I want to see this guy debut, but, you know, it's nice to see these new characters coming in, you know, it's cool. It feels refreshing to have fresh blood in there. Main event, we got CM Punk going up against Kane. And, oh, before we talk about the main event, I forgot to mention Daniel Bryan going up against Rey Mysterio, which was a really good match in and of itself. That was a pretty good match. Very competitive, fast-paced. We all knew this was gonna be a good match. Rey Mysterio gets the pinfall, though. He gets the win, so there it is. Yes, CM Punk defeating Kane at the main event. The Shield coming out afterwards. They beat up Kane. Ryback comes out. Tries to find him out a bit, you know, shows his power. Got a good shot, good few shots in there, but CM Punk jumps him from behind. The Shield just proceeds to beat down Ryback, and then, you know, they get him with the power bomb move right in the middle of the ring, and that was it. The Shield has a future. They are the future. This is a interesting angle. Pretty decent episode of Raw. I think it was probably on par with last week, you know, maybe even a little bit more interesting. You know, it really kept me interested. It kept me watching. And I know there's a lot of people that's sort of criticizing Raw at this time, you know, they're like, stop watching, I'm not really into it. I'm sort of the opposite, you know. I think Raw has been, like last month in October, it wasn't that good, but this month is a little bit more exciting. A little bit more interesting, a little bit better storylines, you know. I'm just more into it. It's not the greatest, you know, obviously it's not, they could improve some things, you know, it could be a lot more intense, it could be a lot more attitude, style, and a lot more risque and all that stuff, but for what it's worth, it's relatively decent. So that's it for this episode of Review Space. Till next time, ciao.